Goodbye, Bardo. You will be missed. For good.
Oof, this I like. Thresh and Italy the picks here for the Chiefs. Ejim going, I'm going to call it full tryhard mode.
Yeah, absolutely tryhard mode. He'll even have Blood Moon Thresh.
Yep.
That's how tryhard he's about to go. A legitimate skin for the pro player. But yeah, that is that caters towards a pick composition a little bit better. They've got non-committal engage now. They can go anywhere that they would like.
I'm so excited.
Variants, I will say. Of course, they don't need to go for the Varus by any means. They've got Nidalee for poke. They've got saplings as well to start proccing things. And the Jhin is a strong champion in its own right, especially with a Thresh. The kill pressure they've got there is actually quite potent. But you know, we're still missing Kira as the final pick, and he knows that it's an Azir. The question to me is, does he just go back to Anivia? Do we play the control mage mid lane?
I mean, Kira knows his matchup, had to expect the Azir likely as well. Did drop actually pretty late into this draft, I will say. So curious to see that Chiefs were able to pick up Azir relatively late into the draft, but
that's what I like about the current state of Azir, though.
Yep.
Is that there's defined things that beat it at the moment. So actually quite variable, and it has to be flexible with its pick.
Kira, he actually does do it. Just goes straight back to the Anivia. I mean, look, hasn't lost on it yet in this tournament. Might as well keep it up.
Great stat.
Yeah, 100% winner on Anivia in the 2016 International Wildcard Invitational. I got you guys.
One game wonders.
I mean, it's a comfort pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably fine.
Yeah, this is like, again, I alluded to hard random and CIS as a region having a lot of one-trick players. This is no exception. Kira is a beast if you give him Anivia. So very surprising. I actually expected it to be banned in place of the Callista. The other two, though, I will say were very expected bans, the Echo and the Bard. But once again, they sack that ban. They actually succumb to the fact that it was probably going to be that Anivia, and they picked the Azir to counteract that almost in anticipation.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we're probably just going to get a very farm-heavy, control mage-oriented mid lane. So it could be there for a while on the Wave Clear Wars, because neither of those champions want to give up their mid turret ever.
Yeah, never. There's just got a lot of wave clear, honestly, between the both of them. I do think that Azir has a slight range edge, and you can't afford to use your stun here as Anivia, because if it misses, you're probably just going to take a Thunderlord's proc to the face and probably lose that trade. Level 6, though, a lot of things change.
Certainly do, but we are going to get summoner matchup that's becoming increasingly more standard here in the mid lane. It is, of course, whenever you have any sort of aggressive mid laner, you need to take cleanse, because you don't want to get locked up and die is a control mage, has died, especially as Azir. But Kira, I believe, has teleport once again here. Did make surprisingly effective use of it on the Anivia, was able to TP in and make some stuff happen. It's not quite the same as like a Ryze maybe, or a top laner that's a tank that can come in and have a immediate impact, but Swiffer is effectively forced to take cleanse because of the matchup. Kira, again, double TP for hard random seems to be something they're very comfortable with.
And we saw this be the unfolding of the Chiefs in their first game, not having a teleport, not being able to match where the opposite team was going in the Turkish team last time around. I think the major contrast to me is that it's an Anivia. And so whilst the Anivia has the teleport, generally speaking, you won't see an Anivia side lane push and actually be a threat in a 1-3-1. So it will still be grouped with the team, a little bit more predictable.
Ooh, Swift actually goes for heal, so kind of the same theory, I guess, but does have a defensive summoner over the teleport. Kira, though, does have that TP. Hard random will take 2 into battle once more here. So we're on to Summoner's Rift for this one. And Jhin, a champion I'd almost forgotten about. I do apologize, Radia.
That's all right. Got you covered.
I was like, what's after Ezreal? It's like, oh, it's Jhin. Curious to see how this 2v2 works out, because these are aggressive AD carries. But you know, Radia and Ejim, particularly with this lane composition, do want to get aggressive. So I think hard random, knowing that, is going to look to dodge it. See how Liquid does on the Tahm Kench. Who's not seen the light of day too often, but definitely a niche pick.
Yeah, you don't often see Tahm Kench support unless they are avid Tahm Kench support players, so it's a very rarely seen thing naturally, but if you make it work, it's actually overbearingly powerful.
This is so rude.
Oh, has he got W? Eat the minion.
I hope so.
Eat the minion.
No.
Yeah, there we go.
Is he going to get it?
Yeah,
oh my god, he got it. That is just gross.
You can't afford to do that against the Tahm Kench Chiefs. You have to be there to like see the lane swap happening.
Yeah.
He will do that every single time. Like 100% of the time, you'll see a Tahm Kench just waddle in. Look at him, waddling. He'll take everything you have.
And that's exactly what happens. Spooks loses the big wolf Huge burst of experience and gold for Liquid as well.
I will say though, it's still a lane swap, so the experience doesn't mean a lot to the Tahm Kench. What it does mean, however, is that he's got extra gold, so might actually get his gold generation items up quicker, a little bit more efficient in the support role in comparison, but it also puts Spooks leaps and bounds behind the Graves.
Yep, that's pretty much the worry there. As we do have 3 members move in from Hard Random, they are going to start this push. And certainly something that both these teams should be very practiced with is a standard lane swap. We'll see how they manage. Because it is the little things that matter. But for the most part, I expect both these teams to have this all sorted out. And Chiefs just going to start their push pretty much around the same time. So everyone is up to scratch.
Yeah, you know things are going pretty poorly when your top laner has the same CS as your jungle lane, a lane swap. He's not in minions. But the Chiefs, naturally, they are going to match the lane swap. We'll see how, I guess, effectively the turrets do get taken down. Slight advantage in experience as well, the edge for Liquid. Able to clear waves very effectively as well with that Devour.
Well, Kiri's just stunned again. Swiffer trying to capitalize, but maybe not enough mana for a second Q. Kiri getting chunked though. Ooh, almost an egg.
Yeah. There was no mana though available from Swiffer, so the trade of, I guess, utilities that both of them have.
It's going to force his teleport.
But he has a teleport,
yes.
Right? One has a heal.
Swiffer's put the wave in a good spot, but I'm pretty sure he's, yep.
Yeah, so it's not a good
his
spot.
parade's about to get rained on.
And that's, so okay, so that's a very interesting thing that just happened because, like, you would look at that and you'd say that was a mistake from Swiffer because he has to hold the wave or get the minions to push it so that he couldn't teleport in. But Kira would have just teleported to the minion he was hitting. Swiffer would have been out of mana, and it would have actually just slowed down his walk back to the lane anyway. So recalling, losing those minions was still the right decision.
Yep. Does cost him though. As you can see, Kira a little bit ahead in CS, although Swiffer will come back and I think be able to take a very, very slight edge. Swiper though, happy times in the bottom side. Look at all this CS he's getting. 12-4 right now versus Smurf. He's going to make his way down. Level 2 to level 3. Much better start here for Swiper as Spooks looking mid lane. Just chucks a spear and leaves.
Just giving him a how you going.
Yep. Hey, I'm still in Italy, just so you know.
It's the wandering wave. This is, again, the problem, and I said this at the start, is if Kira misses that stun, you just get out-traded in the mid lane.
Oh, Spook's looking for bottom side here. Oh, Swiper couldn't quite coordinate that one together, but Smurf's still quite low. Swiper going to chase him for the damage, but stay also on the side, making sure to keep them at bay.
Level 5 as well for the Graves.
Yeah, it's a large Graves.
Yeah, that is a massive Graves. The thing is, level 2 for the Trundle is why the pressure was down there from Spooks on this Nidalee. Because the collective level advantage definitely still evens out, and they can target the one who has no health, but no spear's able to connect.
Yeah, usually you'd love the Marco Nidalee set up there as Spooks, but couldn't quite coordinate that, I don't think.
Twisted Advance kind of locks them down in a set area.
Should do.
You would imagine.
Doesn't work at that time. We'll pop ourselves back in the game. Oh, Smurf turning it around. Huge chunkage out there onto Swiper. Cannot underestimate Grasply Undying as Raider getting in for the damage. Ejim
Damn.
Wanted a hook, but this Jhin, huge damage onto Miracle.
Yeah, it's actually a lot of damage. The trade was nice. And the added sustain that he also has just from having that cull there, even the potion advantage. Probably going to imagine that Raider and Ejim will be in control of this lane, so would not be surprised to see the Graves come up there and try and put some pressure down to even things out. And that's actually a good opportunity for Spooks to catch up.
Yep. We thought maybe that was the thing that was missing the most from the first game the Chiefs
They've actually
played.
got a good spot in here.
Oh, good lance in, but it might not be enough here. Good play from Ejim, but he's trying to keep them out of the way.
6.
Snare not quite there, but there's actually no tower to go to. Graves just goes, takes him down with the ultimate. And that's first blood onto Ejim.
And you'd have to say that was predictable.
Oh, Swiper also level 4 is coming in, but it's a little too much here. Smurf's going to try and chase him down. The Grasp will proc here as Spooks are going to try and turn things around. Pounces forward, but Graves is just so strong right now.
He's level 6. Like, Spooks is level 4, Swiper's level 4. Zeus can, like, 1v3 them happily, and Kira's here.
Yeah, Kira's here. This is a problem. Chiefs still no tower to run to. Kira gets the wall. Perfect onto Swiper. Gets a stun down as well. He's going to land in. The auto's great, and Kira makes it look so easy.
He's a mechanical god on this bird, honestly. Swiffer finally makes his way up, but it's too late. And the Chiefs, they're just crumbling. The constant pressure that has been placed down by Hard Random just comes up trumps as we are super zoomed in.
Yeah, whoa.
Hello.
And again, to think that so much of this started just from Liquid's initial invade.
Yeah. Like, it's a small thing that amounts to a lot. And once again, 2 levels behind in the jungle role is a very big deal because that was a quick 6 from Steos.
Yeah, he's niddly too. Like, it's not like he struggles slowly. So impressive stuff certainly there.
Also a predictable gank. Like, I even said that he was going to gank. He has nowhere else to be.
Well, Swiffer still trying to pressure out mid. Kira actually low on mana. Swiffer does not commit though. With the egg, of course, kind of making sure that is not the best idea. Smurf and Swiper again. This Trundle's starting to push his weight around in this lane also. He also is an experienced lead, by the way. So, although Swiper does not hit 5, and Spooks around the Dragon is looking in for something, but still playing catch-up here on Italy.
Yeah. A lot of minions were crashing, however, both Raider and Swiper are going to get a large stack and probably find themselves a little bit ahead in farm overall. So no big losses here for the Chiefs, but still 2 big hiccups that cause 1,000 gold. There's the differences. They've got a hook.
Yeah, hook onto Lucret. Swiper going to lock him up as well. Damage is good, but the grey health will pop there. Now Smurf going to try and look to see if he can turn things around, but Time Catcher's dead. Swiper able to pick up that kill.
Yeah, they get an easy pick. That was a pink ward bait, as Swiffer's not actually in the best position.
Oh, red buff Graves. It's pretty gross. Does dodge the Q, though. Has to push him back in. And now try and force him out, but the hook's not there for Ejim. Oh, Flay almost. A good attempt, but Graves gets out, just pretty much walks away.
So for what it's worth, that was very clever from Swiffer. Actually saving his spells and just forcing him towards the team. They don't get anything out of the Graves. It was the right idea, and just not able to execute on that. So very cute. They do get themselves a pick back on the board. The gold lead doesn't matter. It doesn't really exist. We actually settle from what was an unfavorable start.
Yep. We'll see how the rest of the game shakes out, though. Because Raider is all alone versus Smurf. Level 7 on the Jing with a BF sword, so actually probably fine against the Trundle right now.
Graves is dancing.
Yep. Making sure the blue buff goes over. Nice donation there as Kira swoops in with a stun, able to collect that one for himself.
He even knows exactly how much damage he was going to do. I wasn't sure that he was going to get that.
Well, Kira certainly knew. Swiffer though gets his blue.
And yes, he's named after Death Note.
Yes. For anyone playing at home.
He has a daughter named Kira too.
He does. More fun facts with Rusty. There's Italy in the game too. Well, I believe those fun facts changed. Dragon started though. Hard random. No vision here for the Chiefs, so this should be an easy pickup. No Devourer stacks this time to worry about though. So that is going to go over. And they've actually swapped Radiant back, so we're going to kind of reset for these standard lanes. Normally you do this for Dragon Control, but Hard Random already on top of that one. Able to take that objective down.
Yeah, absolutely on the ball with that one. And I question if the Chiefs changed themselves or if it was Hard Random enforcing it that was responded to from the Chiefs once again. Very reactive play. And that to me is just a big question mark. At what point do we find proactivity? Even the kills that they were getting onto Licorice earlier there when he went for the ward was reacting to that ward about to be taken.
And Radio forced to use the heal. Easy nail with the Lantern, but it's just a free summoner there. It's Hard Random commit the culling and really nothing else. Spooks still getting chased down with the jungler. Has to flash that stun. And this Graves is doing so much work in the early game.
Yeah, honestly, the Graves is doing everything for them right now. And Ivy is very good at capitalizing on the aggression from the Graves and consolidating that further. But Spooks does not exist. Now, he is not a member of this map actively participating in anything right now because the Graves is keeping him there.
I've seen it so much.
He's even baiting the Krugs.
Oh, good juke there from Miracle. Another great juke around the hook.
Oh.
I think they're going to get it. Just has to walk in. Yep, Q's in there. Dodge trying at the end of the line. We'll take it. Ejim actually, as they're going for the tower dive.
Yep.
And once again, Graves just making play after play.
Yeah, he's definitely making a lot of plays on this map right now. The proactivity is definitely paying off for these guys as we can take stock of what happened.
Yep, they got the double, went for the dive. Kira actually getting chunked out in the mid lane there, but does not get egged, I don't think. No, he still has his passive. Swiffer, again, he's trying to be proactive. Both him and Swiper were ahead in their lanes at some point, but bottom lane started well. But the jungler's just stamping his foot all around the rift. Everywhere he goes, people die.
The same story every single time right now, though, for the bottom lane of the Chiefs, is they start fine, and things just change quickly as Swiffer's in trouble.
Swiffer caught by a stun. He's going to surf all the way around, but that E almost kills him. Smurf's going to slow him down with the pillar. Swiffer does have his summoners, but he's trying to save them. On Licorice here, he's going to clean him up. Swiffer knows there's nowhere to go, and Graves, unfortunately, is the one to get another kill as a result.
Yeah, Graves getting that next kill. They didn't want to give it to Tahm Kench, but he was trying to force that to happen, Swiffer. So naturally, the resources given to the right party. Jungle items also completed. You're now looking at Chiefs and saying you need to get something done quick. Well, this Graves is going to run away with the whole game.
Spooks is caught up in experience though, so that's good news. But 3-0-2 on the Graves with a Warrior enchantment already done. The items might look even now between the junglers, but that will change quickly. And Graves, man, definitely not too bad on his own, but
it's level 1.
He scales well.
Level 1 has been the disaster of this entire game so far. Chiefs have just spent playing catch-up, trying to even just bring it back slightly for them. Nivea's going to scale. And Hard Random are happy in the position that they're in at the moment. Oh,
just jukes everywhere. Ejin can't land that hook. Crab goes over to Hard Random as Smurf actually picks that one up for himself. And again, it really just seems to be that theme. 2,000 gold behind. Still playing reactively. Miracle might even take this tower. Does take him tower hits. Oh, that one's dodged out. Good eat there from Tahm Kench. Just saving a bit of his AD carries health.
Such an amusing champion. They should give
depends on what side of Tahm Kench you are, I think. The Tahm Kench player in team, it's the best time ever. Playing against him is like actually the worst feeling of all time.
Every time he hits, I was like, I hate you. They should give him a gentleman skin, by the way.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So he can do like the Cho'Gath nom.
Oh, twisted event cancelled.
That looked really fun.
That did.
I don't think Swipe is going to be too happy about that one.
Well, Spooks is here to try and defend this turret, but they're not done because more than enough health still left over thanks to Tahm Kench swooping up his AD carry, making sure he's safe. And pressure just keeps mounting in all 3 lanes. Hard Random just continuing to get an edge here in the early game. Culling even down onto Swiper. That's good damage. Levels up in the middle of it and still takes about 30% of his health.
Yeah, the pressure's not going to end anytime soon, but actually a great.
Oh, play not there for
to hit the hook.
Does hit it. Snares in there as well. Kill over to Radiant. That's a good catch as they shut down the Graves.
Yeah, absolutely a good catch. But that was also just a very deep Graves that they managed to find. It won't present any available objectives for them. In fact, they'll just lose this bottom lane turret during that pick. Unless they rotate down here, which they all... He needs to get in the belly.
He gets in. But Swiper flashes forward.
Damage
I think he counted it off. And now Spook's going to move in for it. Ready there with a snare. The curtain call's going to go up. Miracle's going to die. Liquid's probably dead here as well. Swiper sapping magic to make sure he stays alive. And the Chiefs finally getting some kills.
They absolutely do. Bringing it back for Chiefs. That was very cute from Hard Random, trying to get inside the belly of the Tahm Kench and get to safety. But Swiper proactively dealing damage to cancel that. And they both go down instead of just the one.
Good amount of value there as the Chiefs give 2 kills to Raider, I believe, in the last few exchanges. Smurf, though, top lane Trundle, always very different. Smacking through this turret. Not sure Swiper can save it. He's going to try, though.
Yeah, no way.
Trundle just takes it and walks away, although locked up now. Swiper might be able to buy enough time for someone else, but here's Swiffer in mid lane. Once again, the Graves getting aggressive. That stun missing is good, otherwise Swiffer would have died. In fact, he might die anyway. Ejim goes in, but the ulti's already buffered. And that's going to be yet another kill. Ejim actually might even die from this as they dive 2 turrets. Snare in again, but Spook's trying to get in for it. Chiefs now TPing in. They're going to try and make something happen. But Kira flashes out of the way. Graves actually went over to the blue buff and he starts it. And both members of Hard Random get out of that situation.
That was a legit flash from Kira if ever I have seen one as well. I don't know if the pressure's stopped from Spooks here, but I don't know if Spooks wants that.
Kira don't think he can win this 1v1. Hexdrinker's procced, but Graves is just too strong at this point in the game.
Yeah, and you can see that. Like, he just straight dove Swiffer in that middle lane. Always running out of mana, Swiffer. Lots of questions to be raised. The Azir is trying too hard to match the pressure that Kira's putting down. Blue buff control actually quite important as it's being taken away.
But once again, bottom lane does go down to a Miracle, who just revisits after all the pressure that Hard Random have on the other sections of the map. It just feels like Chiefs can't stabilize everything at once. They're always putting out some sort of fire, and yes, they're playing much more proactively this time around, but Hard Random still always the ones with the answers. 3,000 gold up as they look to start their second dragon.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it's proactive, to be perfectly honest with you. I just think they're playing very recklessly now, Hard Random, and it's the easy responses. This is very cute from Liquid.
That's Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, he was having a bad day.
He's real trapped. Gets a 2-4 in there. Tahm Kench's going to go back. Stereo Soup. And go ahead and recall. Smurf, though, starting to become a problem. The split pushing is pretty much there. And this is one of those key differences. Everyone looks at Trundle. It's like, this champion's so great. But I know you do the mental check whenever you see him. Is it top lane or support? Because it makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's a top lane Trundle. If ever I've seen one, he has a Titanic Hydra. And he's not going to leave that top lane. Unless he absolutely has to.
And even then.
Which is the rule of thumb, yeah. And even then, he might not press the teleport button. Because he just wants to take a turret instead. Trundle special.
Spook's looking for someone. Doesn't find it. Snare's good. Can't follow in, though. A little too dangerous because they got no vision.
Really struggling to hit spears, Spooks. I actually don't think I've seen one connect yet. Yeah, this whole game.
Skillshot's a little uncalibrated here for the Chiefs. Ejim just throws out a hook, hoping someone's going to walk into it, but not this time around.
Speaking of calibration. The Chiefs, however, I will say they're holding their ground. And this is the difference between Hard Random and the Turkish team. Supermassive. Is they can probably hold their ground here, the Chiefs. Yep. And it's very difficult to execute on a tower dive. Whereas, I mean, that Turkish team just said, we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, the pace that that team played with was just...
It was jarring.
It was almost. And Smurf still not done. Hard Random, though. They'll definitely play the slow game. They'll be happy to. Got a decent position as far as the composition goes. Just happy to scale up here. Smurf, as we said, continuing to cause problems. But Swiper able to match him for now. We'll see if that changes, especially when Smurf hits level 11. Kira, though, going to move himself top lane, actually. Got some farm to collect. Finds a pink ward. Flies past it. Probably get it on the back end.
And then
he does stay for it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, follow up. Commit. Pounces in. Ready with the curtain call. Graves dodges the other bullet. Spear dodges as well. Crit bullet. Not there. Harold. Good meat shield work.
He could have made Harold angry, actually. That would have been interesting. Look at him. He was stuck in there for a long time. They actually probably could have killed him.
Yeah, just chilling out. Didn't have the quick draw cooldown, but...
And saves his ultimate, I guess, to not get over the wall. I don't know. And Chiefs could have probably afforded to be a bit more aggressive with that play there. They don't opt into it at all.
I think that's maybe been the thing.
Wow.
Not been super aggressive this whole game. Still sort of finding their feet, I feel like. Yeah.
Actually just hanging out. Like, that's what it is. They're just chilling, hoping they get to the late game at the moment. And it's not like they're not doing anything towards it. They are still controlling vision well. They're trying to make picks. They're in the right places at the right time to stop any lead from growing further. Every time I look at Graves, he's in the middle of a biff.
Yep. He's usually winning.
And he's pretty much always winning, yeah.
Got red buff, level 11. Plus the Moravan Modi has already finished. This Graves is very large already. And it's like the rest of his team is suffering as a result. Kira, though, going to start his own blue buff. Should be a pretty easy pickup here for the Anivia. Has just about enough mana to get it cleanly. Once again, Kira, good calculations on the champion. Smurf, though. Swiper's just like, guys, I can't really do anything. I'm not losing, but I'm not really winning.
That's what his job is, though.
Yep.
And then get a teleport in later.
Oh, hook. Good quick draw, sorry.
Even better sweeper. To actually spot him as another spear hit.
Spooks. He's trying to find something here, but Hard Random doing a nice job just invading the jungle. They'll clear the pink, though. Chiefs able to get vision back in their own jungle. It does still feel like they're playing from behind. Not just obviously in gold, because that is a lead that Hard Random have.
This is the combo.
Oh, good flay. Hook not there, though. Miracle gets his way out.
He picked the direction, Ejim.
Yeah,
he was aiming for the Duke. And the Duke was in the opposite direction towards the turret. Perhaps could have hit it, but it doesn't really matter too much. But what we saw there was the start of what the Chiefs' composition is capable of doing. If they ever hit a spear, or if Azir ever gets a Sand Soldier to connect, they can follow it up with Raiders W. And then it's just all in on that one target. And he's probably going to die. If he doesn't, Raider will ult and he will. That's where Tom Kench comes into play, to be fair, from Hard Random.
It's true.
The absolute defusal tool.
Well, pretty good pick here. We'll see if it works out as the game continues, though. 21.5 minutes in. Baron is alive. Oh, hello. Top lane time. Raider, what are you doing here? Kira's going to ride in. That'll force a flash. Flash walled it from Kira. Looks for the stun, but doesn't find it. Raider will burn the heal.
Yeah, I actually think Kira mispressed his buttons there. You don't place the wall down to block them into it and expect the Duke back.
Miracle may be caught, but a teleport's going to answer here from Hard Random. It's actually Kira that makes his way back. Smurf still with that TP, but Lantern's going to get the Chiefs out. Honestly, good attempts to almost catch two different people there. Actually, both AD carries kind of getting caught.
Yeah, they're definitely making the right attempts here, though. I still think the Chiefs want to be in this position grouped up. Of course, the best case scenario for hard random is having Smurf split push 1v1. They can't put Kira in side lanes, especially with no summoners. And so they have to stay grouped, and I do think that this is the Chiefs' domain that they're now fighting in.
Well, Swiffer and Ejim hanging out. Swiffer's actually going to go back. Nice little donation of the cannon creep over. Managed to share that gold there thanks to the Targons. Radier back in the top lane though. He's getting so greedy for side lane farm today. Particularly in this game. I mean, getting away with it so far, but...
Well, he has no flash or heal, so...
Not getting, yeah. He won't get out of the next time that happens.
And the Dragon's about to spawn, so it's actually very foolish. They don't want to contest, obviously. By him going top lane, that was the communication, is we're not contesting this.
And that's Dragon 3, which definitely opens up 4 and 5 a lot more. Not just, you know, from the obvious sequential nature that you need to take the objective on, but 3 is really the time, like, where you can strike and try and take it. Because as soon as the 4th goes down, every Dragon after that is a problem. That's an easy solo there for Graves. Stats buffing up just a bit.
This is the volatile lane, however.
Oof. Good damage on the Swiffer. Kira getting back in there with the auto. I'm not sure anyone will die. Defensive summoners, don't forget there for Swiffer.
Yeah, he should be fine. Of course, the stun was on cooldown. So, the number one most important thing, as you can see, just chills.
Yep, he's alive, but Rod of Ages proc for Kira as he levels up. Very healthy. It's the Chiefs. I'm going to take an outer turret here. Starting to make some headway. Still behind in turrets, but going to even the gold back up a little bit here.
That's how you answer it, right? Raider sitting in the side lane the whole time. Just go join him. Take those turrets down as a team. You can't get caught out of position then. Swiffer keeping tabs on Kira as well helps, regardless of his health values.
Yeah, good little bit of proactivity there from the Chiefs, but still looking good here. Ooh, nice from Ejim. Hooked onto a minion.
That was a necessity as well. If he didn't hook that minion, if Swiffer killed that minion, he was dead. And this is the power of Anivia. Kira on Anivia as well in particular. Overwhelming.
Starting to feel that way. As Radiant does come back with his rapid fire cannon.
Another summoner.
Yeah, has to use the flash there because of the stun.
And it's seriously just him using his spells.
Oh, good wall. Curtain call in though. Swiffer wants to make a play. He goes for Kira. Huge one there as Miracle is going to take him out, but Kira maybe just dead here. He's not quite in tower range. The bullets need to be a little bit more, but Liquid actually eats him out of it. Swiper though is in the mix. He's going to try and lock them down as Miracle barely lives on the back end of that one from a spear. Really close fight so far under the tower.
Yeah, it's been a very close fight so far, pastry time. The Anivia being engaged on by Azir is a very curious thing. Also back.
All right, detective work time. There are 2 Chiefs dead, and no one dead from hard random.
Disaster.
Looks like the pick on Kira did not work.
Yeah, no, that was Tamkench, absolutely. And like we've said this already, Tamkench just eats the person who is being focused. Cancels his ultimate to scare them, I guess.
I suppose so.
Ah.
Comes up pretty quickly though. That's a bit random. Maybe he's just, I don't know.
Give him a hair gun.
Trying to tell Kira something. I don't know. Kills the out for hard random, and that'll keep them up in the lead in gold. 4K up now at this stage of the game, and starting to get the items online as well. Spirit Visage for Smurf is, I think, the real start to a lot of the issues there for old Maokai. Not that he was having a fun time earlier.
Yeah.
But I think now he's going to have a bad time.
He's also
just the time.
So it's also Titanic Hydra over the Ravenous, which to me was less split push oriented and more I want a team fight. So whilst it will start to get worse for Swiper naturally just through the champions that they're playing, Smurf's not going to really have the outright win of the lane.
Ulti there for Liquid. Yeah, he's going bottom lane. Does he have someone with him? Oh, he does. It's Kira once again. Good wall. Oh my, that's rude. Swiper just trying to juke. Does pick the right direction on the Q. Oh. That wall lasted a long time, but Edim's there with the save for the lantern.
That was a filthy wall.
Yeah, that was really sick.
Kira's got max levels in that, I believe. Would have maxed at second.
Yep.
So around level 14, I believe, as he put 2 into Q.
And this tower's dead.
I honestly think the Anivia should have been banned.
I think I agree. There you are, max wall, max E. Pretty standard Anivia stuff. We expect an Anivia player of his caliber to understand all the little things.
Well, even putting 2 levels into the Q early and then maxing the wall second as well. Like he's definitely an Anivia player. That goes without saying. His performance only boosts that further.
Certainly does. A Smurf, big crit. Radius setting up the ulti. There's one. Never mind, we're done. Oh my god, Kira blows him up instead. Now Spooks has to take the lantern out, and Kira, he's not done. He gets the wall. Now Ejim's the one trapped as Spooks gets his way over there. Crit lands, and Miracle takes him out on the other end.
Actually deleted. Like, Raider was barely alive in that in that fight just there. He got his ult off.
Didn't fire a bullet.
He fired one.
Oh, did he?
It got defused though by the Tahm Kench, as is custom now for this team. The Chiefs just do not have an answer. They are basically outdrafted right now. The Azir's not getting anything done. I think that should have been perhaps the Varus that we alluded to earlier as well.
Quite possibly, because certainly the comp not looking
considering it's a Nidalee jungle as well, they've got magic damage. I don't know if that was the only exception to that.
Well, Hard Random continuing to pressure forward. 5,000 gold up now in this game. 10 kills to 4. It just feels like, again, every time something happens, there's just an outplay to be made. Execution for execution. Hard Random are just consistently outplaying the Chiefs.
Yeah, and this to me is individual mechanical skill at the moment. It's not that the Chiefs don't have it either. Like, that's the one thing they do definitely have. But when you've got the teamwork to back that up, it just shines brighter.
Yeah.
And like, we're looking at this game and I could very easily accuse the Chiefs of not being as strong mechanically as Hard Random, but it's only because the other things aid to that.
Yep. And it's just been such another well-played game here by HR, who are maybe quickly here on day one, making a very good case for themselves.
I would put them at favourites if they win this.
Such a strong-looking side so far. Still games to play, though, don't forget. And this one has play in it left as well. But Hard Random looking like they've just built up such a big lead, even though it is only 5k right now. Given that what we've seen already in the game, I'm not sure if the Chiefs can come back here, but they've certainly been in crazier situations.
Swiffer just has nothing to offer. Like, he engaged once and it was onto Kira. He died for it immediately and Kira didn't. Like, plain and simple, that's basically the name of the game at the moment for these teams. Tahm Kench diffuses everything. I think Tahm Kench was a master pick. Like, that was unbelievably smart. But then the Anivia is forcing summoner spells as well. Like, one wall here.
Oh, hook, snare, play in. Oh my god, Liquid. Now the TP's in. They actually might turn this around for a team fight. Great wall once again for Kira. Egypt going to get blown up there as Smurf's able to take him down. Swiper TP's in and can't get through the wall. Hard Random still 5v4 action.
To be fair, Swiffer's doing a lot of damage and you need to keep your eyes on the carries of Chiefs.
Oh, Miracle actually eats a slow there. Ulti out from Swiffer to disengage though. Smurf just hanging out in the front lines going in. Spook certainly is. Curtain calls up. Smurf's going to eat this damage though. Going to make sure he takes it all for the team. Liquid hits the last crit there.
Wow, and nobody goes down, and once again, Hard Random, they've got the Tahm Kench. We mentioned what it does. Well, it stopped Kira from dying.
Yep.
One more time. Even if he was to die, there was an egg, which would have then been devoured. A little bit more appropriate with the chef skin.
Certainly is. Maybe the Dragon's up though, as Raider is trying to 1v1 the Greys. Good juke out of it, but good flash from Raider to get out from under the ulti.
Kira's
Kira
there.
though swoops in with a teleport and is able to take him out. And now Swiper has to battle everybody. Our Swiffer, he can't get in because of another great wall for Kira. And a very chaotic fight around the Dragon, but once again, Hard Random just on top of it.
Yeah, Hard Random absolutely controlling this game. Raider has not had an impact, basically. Every time he presses the R key, he's either dying or the person he's trying to kill just gets, you know, nommed away to safety. There's Hard Random going a bit deep.
Yeah, Swiffer goes down. That's 4 Chiefs dead. Hard Random TP in with their Anivia. Swoop in, they'll claim the Dragon as well. They have 4 Dragons to 0 now as well, and might even look to take this Baron out. The good news is that the Chiefs still have their inhibitor towers up, but that's about where it ends.
Yeah, that's absolutely where it ends. The base isn't broken. That's their saving grace, but the Chiefs have still got 2 members available. I don't think they'll be able to defend this one outright, given that Smurf exists. Graves might die, though.
Yeah, he might. Doesn't manage to cut around the Baron. Squad out. Oh, sorry, dear. Looked for another pick, but doesn't find it. See the gold here between these 2 teams. Starting to really balloon out in general. Hard Random are about, what, 8, 9k up already?
Yeah, this is looking absolutely dire because, like, 4th Dragon also, everything that could go wrong for the Chiefs is absolutely going wrong. But everything that could go right for Hard Random is even positioning in teamfights to let the Tahm Kench eat him, Kira. Like, this is a seamless game from this team.
It is. And Hard Random had such a great day 1 here. Could end at 2-0, which is an excellent start to any tournament. Met Kira and the Anivia once again, but I have to say, Liquid still fast becoming my favorite support player, at least for the tournament. It's 2, like, not outrageous picks, but 2 different picks. You know, it's not the Trundle, Alistar, Braum trio that we tend to see. We were wondering, you know, we saw his bar, we loved it. We've seen the Tahm Kench, we're like, okay, is this actually what the team needs? Turns out he was right, and he's been playing it exceptionally once again. So all that pick is not there for the Chiefs, because Tahm's always there to eat somebody.
Yeah.
And Smurf He's got an Iceborne Gauntlet now, and almost a Randuin's completed as well. Good luck, Maokai.
Yeah. Not having a great time. Liquid is a standout player. This base, I would say, is inevitably broken right now. You can't ult Radiant.
Yeah, Radiant does.
What are you doing?
Has to heal. Tower goes down. Hook onto Kira, but I think he wants to be in. He's going to move in. Takes half of Spooks' health off with 1 E. And that inhibitor's dead.
Yep, and there is a chance that that inhibitor translates into a lot more control across the map. I wouldn't be surprised if Hard Random just, I was going to say go top lane, but mid, naturally with a Tahm Kench ultimate, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they'll book it. Managed to get out for an even speedier rotation, and here's Smurf, hanging out, taking half the turret down. He might move in to finish it off here. Smurf does get hooked, boxes up there for Regim. Play back in there as well,
I
but
don't think he minds.
Trundle doesn't mind at all.
I was watching a Trundle tank a turret and get plus 100. That's all I'm saying.
Liquid hooked again. Snares in there as well. Spooks actually takes out Miracle. His Liquid's going to go down as well. Double kill there as Hard Random overextend for the first time in the game.
Yeah, they get 2 kills again, the Chiefs, but the inhibitor, I will say, is already down. The Baron recalls will help things out, and there's nothing on the map that the Chiefs can take. Ideally, what they should do now is try and secure themselves maybe pink wards around the Dragon Pit, just so that they do have vision when that one is going to be taken, because it is number 5 after all. They need to start setting things up soon when it becomes available.
Feels like somewhat of an affordable mistake perhaps, but still a good goal for the Chiefs to get. So they do have to hold on here in this game in what looks like a very tricky situation to navigate.
Sounds speaking Spanish. Zero Spanish.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
It does look, yeah. What do you think we have Bardo?
No, I know it's why we have Bardo. I've seen Assassinato instead of kills, okay?
It is great.
It's more that the sound backs are in another language. It's glorious.
It is glorious. Who would be the most fitting Spanish voice champion? I think Spanish Graves would be pretty great.
I'd love to hear Fiora. I think it would sound hilarious.
I feel like that's everyone's question.
Well, yeah.
Makes sense though. Smurf locked up. Maybe not. Red hit caught. Lanson has to walk all the way around the pillar. Hook lands on a Smurf as well, but the rest of the team are in. Radiant just dead. As Liquid eats another one. And now Miracle just goes straight in for the kill. Swiffer does push him back with the ulti. Smurf once again going to eat the hook, but he's just happily tanking the front lines and going in. Swiper also trying to do some work there, but he gets eaten up by the Tahm Kench and taken out by Kira. Hard Random. Ravage down 3, and looks like the game's going to win. A very impressive performance.
Yeah, once again, Hard Random. They just show up massive in this second game. I will say a very impressive performance is the right way to describe it. Just controlled. They find one win condition. This time it was perhaps the Kira, and they make it work.
And again, same story we've seen. Good consistent play, good individual moments. All-star support player almost, it feels like. And Kira, 2 games of Anivia. I feel like after 2, we know he's a big Anivia player, but surely you have to ban it away. Like, I'm sure he has other champions, but we already know his Anivia is this good. It may have been a mistake to leave it up in this game, and they made pay. Kira's teleports, Kira's individual play, his laning, everything there just was set up well. And to be fair, the rest of his team was there riding with him.
Kira's the 1v1 king. That's the scary thing to me, right? Like, he effectively 1v1s everybody. He even won the Wildcard All-Star 1v1 tournament, right? Like, this guy's a monster. You got his best champion on the best 1v1 player that we have in potentially this entire tournament. You just keep giving it to him.
Yep.
Probably don't want that to happen.
Probably not. And again, not to discredit the rest of his team, because they did an excellent job there as well. We can maybe kind of see why Jungle Graves is such an important pick here, because once again, Spooks, he shows up to a game, picks one of his other big champions, and it's not quite there for him.
Yeah, and the other thing to me was the Tahm Kench. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the Tahm Kench is what put Nidalee behind, which gave Graves the advantage. And that level 6 mark that Graves hit was like, all right, we're just diving. There's no turret even there. 2 dives. They just kept going. And that was where Chiefs really started to implode. The smallest lead for Hard Random, and they took the entire game from it.
And again, it always comes down to that big team effort here, because Hard Random, even though individually they've clearly shown up with some great mechanical skill, it really just, it really just shows that their team play, their teleports in particular, this might be one of the better double teleport teams in the tournament based on how we've seen them play so far. The Chiefs, unfortunately, they start their day the opposite of how Oceania usually starts, which maybe is a good sign for things to come, but 0-2 is not how any team wants to start in the tournament. And Hard Random, they'll start 2-0.
Yeah, not at all. The Chiefs, they've actually shown a lot of signs of struggling at the moment in this tournament. And sure, the 2 teams they played against, I'm going to say arguably in the top 3 teams competing at this tournament. We didn't really know where the Chiefs slotted into that group, so actually, I will say makes sense that they've gone down in these games because the teams they're playing against just look phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is a round robin. They'll have to play every team, but hard random, I think, showing up almost surprisingly in a lot of ways, and they'll finish their day 2-0. I think we're going to have to check in with them later just to see how it goes because right now, it's the best possible start, beating INTZ and then taking out the Chiefs there for just such clean wins there as well. It's been probably the most impressive thing.
Yeah, I think the only unfortunate thing to me is that it's not a double round robin because these teams only get one shot to play against each other, and they may be regretting certain picks, certain bans, certain styles that they've played the game out. They don't get an opportunity to fix that against the exact same team.
No, not unless they play again, of course, but top 4, there is only a cut to semis, but we're going to check in with the results of the day. 5 games through our 7 games for today. Once again, Asurius Gaming with a win, hard random with a win there over INTZ. Supermassive, though, beating the Chiefs. Saigon Jokers taking out Detonation Focus Me. Then our latest result there, hard random beating the Chiefs, and they'll finish their day 2-0 as we look for day 2. INTZ, though, still to play versus Lion, and Asurius Gaming to play Detonation Focus Me. The last 2 matches of the day, pretty curious. We'll have to see how that all shakes out. But unfortunately, Oceania, they will start 0-2 and hard random. Good props to them. I'll start 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, this hard random team are just never ceasing to impress me right now. Like, that's a scary team to be up against. Kira's stepping up. Their support. Dumbledoge, we've got Licorice.
Yep.
We've got all of it going on here in this tournament.
That game I actually can't wait for that exact reason, because the support battle between the Doge and Litrick, I mean, it's funny, Ejim's a great support player, but I feel like he may have played the 2 best supports in the tournament because the performances that both his support opponents have put up today have been wonderful, and the level of plays that they've been making is just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we were even looking at it before when it was like this random situation. We're watching, it was an Ezreal with a tear suddenly lose a winning lane against Illusion with a PF sword. Then you look over who the support is. Oh, it's Dumbledoge. He's got Ignite. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it seems all too easy. And a great win there for hard random. We'll have a strong finish to the end of the day, but don't go too far away. As we said, we have 2 more matches to play. We'll throw it to a break. We'll finish off the IWCI for day number 1.